All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Fed League Flash 100th YouTube edition. Woohoo! I am Gary Ryan, and 100 episodes now on YouTube. This all started, of course, if you don't know, if you've only been watching recently, I started everything off just covering the Binghamton Black Bears. And then as I kind of got farther along, I kind of started seeing how different teams' activities kind of played into things. And I was just kind of fascinated by it. So I expanded it. So, covering all the Fed now. And so here we are. 100 YouTube episodes. And plus, don't forget, we're also on Spotify. That's where everything began. And we're still doing stuff on Spotify on Thursdays. Gonna throw that out real quick. Go to Spotify, download the app if you don't have it. It's free to use, it's easy to use, and there's a ton of great podcasts on there. Not just mine. Seriously. Follow me there at Fed League Flash every Thursday. I've got a Spotify episode, and if any news breaks, we'll go on to an additional podcast then. Okay, so we're also there. We're also on Facebook. Don't forget, look for me on Facebook, the Fed League Flash, and we'll kind of post things as things develop. All right, but news broke last night about 7 o'clock. Yep, Elmira is back. How about that? A month ago, things looked completely dead in the water. And it was kind of like, well, guess that ship has sailed. Well, only the Steve Downer part. Amazing. Thursday, it was kind of discouraging. The CCIDA, which owns First Arena, had a meeting that they streamed online, and really nothing was said about the arena. Now, after the stream concluded, there was an additional session in which people that attended the meeting could ask questions, give some feedback, speak their piece. And of course, people like me who were not actually at the meeting were not privy to that information. But there were some conflicting reports for a little bit. Some people were very enthusiastic and saying, there's stuff in the works. It's a process. We're getting there. Let's hold the phone. Other people were saying, yeah, this is done. So, there were a lot of mixed messages coming out. But in an interview done by WETM TV, they talked with Mark Margison, the chairman of the CCIDA, and he was a lot more forthcoming than a lot of the other members of the board. But anyway, yes, he announced there's going to be a conjunctive effort with this. It's a new team. Okay, this is not the Mammoth. The Mammoth are done. Basically, everything with Mammoth Sports Entertainment, Steve Donner, that's all getting thrown out and put to the curb. So this is a new team. Now, the roster was frozen by the FPHL as the FPHL and CCIDA had closed doors meetings over the course of the last couple of weeks. It was agreed that the league would freeze a roster so that if an agreement could be reached, all right, you got a ready-made team, and of course, that's just the core group. Okay, during the off season, you're free to sign players. You're free to pick up players via trade or whatever. So, what you saw on ice last year is just the core roster. This is going to be a new team, new name, new ownership group. It's between Kiernan and the CCIDA. The CCIDA is putting together a management team, and that management team and the league will together run the club. All right. So, and the CCIDA stated that they're willing to chip in some financial assistance, hopefully the HVAC system, hint, hint, uh, to to help fund the team. Uh, so yeah, Don Kiernan is kind of listed as the owner, but anyway, yeah, it's going to be a new name. So we don't know what they're going to be called. It's going to be, I would assume, 2 to 3 weeks before we get a name, which makes it kind of hard to market the team, especially this late going into the season. But it's better than no hockey. So for now, yeah, we'll just call them the Huckleberries. Reference, if you're not familiar, Elmira is the home to Sam Clemens, aka Mark Twain. So um, just whatever, Don, whatever you do, please do not name this team the Federals. You've used that name twice, and both times were a major disaster. So let's not do that. Anyway, we will hopefully find out more details in the coming weeks. A lot to iron out in a very short period of time. Hopefully, the CCIDA says, okay, now we're going to be part owners of this team and the operation. So let's get the HVAC system and the dehumidifier system fixed. I hope. All right. Now, Mark Margerson also said that along with the new team, the Huckleberries or whatever, they're going to be kind of incorporating a whole community tie-in with youth hockey and with the Elmira Impact, which is the USPHL team that plays there, and kind of a possible help with the tie-in is USPHL team, the Impact, just hired Cam Yarwood, who played 9 years in the Fed. So he's a Fed veteran as one of their assistant coaches. So maybe he can also help as far as this transition and working together with the league and tying the community, the CCIDA, and the league together. And hopefully that makes for a strong team, not just on the ice, performance-wise, but also economically, drawing in fan support, whatnot. So, yeah, Steve Donner, that's done. But Elmira lives on. So, the biggest news right now and the most immediate impact that this has with the Fed is now the FPHL tryout camp that was slated for August 3rd to August 6th is still a go. This was going to be the main off-season camp the FPHL was going to hold. So it's back on. There was talk about possibly trying to relocate the camp, and well, now they don't have to do that. And yeah, the First Arena is a nice facility. Yes, it does need some work, but it's a good facility, a good place to have a camp like this. So that's really, really big. This is a really big win for the FPHL. So yeah, 3 weeks ago we were talking about, oh no, maybe we're only going to have 9 teams. We haven't heard anything about Wytheville. We haven't heard anything about Elmira. We haven't heard anything about Delaware. And then the last few weeks has been very interesting. So, okay, alignment. Now, right now on the FPHL official site, which is federalhockey.com, they have things listed in this order. They're still using the name Empire and Continental Divisions. They may keep that. But now, right now, they have in the Empire, they have Danbury, Binghamton, Watertown, Elmira, and the new team in Wytheville. I still think this is a little strange, and I'll get into that a little bit. But anyway, Continental, you have Baton Rouge, Mississippi, you have Columbus, Carolina, Motor City, and Port Huron. Now, if we end up with these 11 teams, I'm saying if, for a reason. If we end up with 11 teams, um, it could be possible that, yeah, Carolina and Virginia are split up into different divisions, even though they're only 91 miles apart. I think it would be best if they were divisional rivals. However, even with this, if the league said this is what we're going with, scheduling doesn't have to be strictly by division. Obviously, you're going to have an imbalanced scheduling. Port Huron and Motor City are going to see each other a ton again this year because it just travel wise and financially, it makes the most sense. Conversely, the same thing. Okay, even if they're in different divisions, you can be assured that Carolina and Virginia are going to see each other at least 10 times. Because again, travel, location, 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 like they say in real estate. So that's where we are with that. And now we throw in the Billy Mays tribute, but wait, there's more. We're throwing in an extra little container of OxyClean for you here. New rumors, and there could be some truth to these rumors. I can't say it started with Travis Ridgen because it didn't start with him. Travis, as you know, fantastic YouTube personality, and his show is very entertaining. If you haven't watched his show on YouTube, by all means, go watch. It's great stuff. Having said that, okay, sometimes Travis does get wind of a rumor and he just goes with it. Okay, well this is it, and kind of presents it as fact. Well, it doesn't always work out. We'll go to that with Danville, but anyway, new rumor that Delaware might be relocating to someplace in New Jersey this year. Where exactly? Don't know. Now, this is a rumor, and I want to stress that nothing has been established. I did reach out to a couple people who work with or are very close to the Thunder, and the response I got was, cannot comment at this time. It wasn't yes, it wasn't no, it wasn't, what are you, nuts? It was just, I can't comment at this time. That means that something is being at least explored. Whether it comes to fruition or not, that remains to be seen. But it's a possibility. So we're going to say a definite maybe for a 12th team, a reincarnate version of the Delaware Thunder, possibly in Jersey. Unfortunately, it looks like the Dover project is just losing steam quickly. So, it could be that Charlie Penn's Sr. said, all right, let's go to plan B. Let's keep this ship going. Obviously, it costs more money to not operate a team, to have an entity, a business entity, and not operate and not have any income than it would be to figure something out. So, all right, so there we go. Finally, Danville. Danville's out. Travis Ridgen said, yeah, they're in. I'm sorry, they're not. As per Don Kiernan on Tuesday's interview on 2 Minutes for Roughing with Myron Lee Grando, Kiernan said, look, the arena board's only offering us a 2-year lease. That's not doable. With the limited seating and limited concessions and limited streams of revenue, a 2-year lease is not going to work. You're going to lose money and then have to pull out. It doesn't make any sense. So he said basically, until the arena board offers a longer lease, hockey's not going back to Danville. It's not, unfortunately. So on that negative note, we end this podcast. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Remember, Spotify, Facebook, YouTube. We're there all three. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. Have a wonderful week.